Jai Srimanarayana. Hello everyone, I am the Pauranika. This episode is in continuation to the story of Nala and Damayanti. After leaving Damayanti, Nala saw a wildfire at a place in the forest. He heard screams and jumped into the fire. There, he saw a snake trapped in the fire and unable to move. The snake said, Nala Maharaja, I am a king of snakes named Karkotaka. One day, I bit Narada and he cursed me to stay immobile until I get to see King Nala. I am unable to move. I see you are the great King Nala. Please rescue me from the fire. I'll be your friend for life. I will do good to you. I will reduce my body mass so that you can carry me easily, he said, and reduced his body to the size of a thumb. Nala picked him up and took him to a safe place. There, he placed Karkotaka on the ground. Karkotaka thanked Nala and said, Maharaja Nala, you count and take few steps. I will do a great favor to you. Then Nala started walking, counting his steps. At 10th step, Karkotaka bit Nala. Nala's handsome form started turning unpleasant. Karkotaka pacified Nala and said, I have done this to ensure that no one identifies you to be Nala. This is for your own safety. These changes in your body would last as long as you are in sorrow. Once your bad time ends, your original form will return to you. This is the only way to protect you from your enemies. Wear these new set of garments to get your old form, he said, and handed over a pair of garments. Due to the venom in your body, there will be no suffering or threat from snakes, enemies, or learned ones. From now onwards, you live by name Bahuka. Go to King of Ayodhya, Rituparna, and join him as his charioteer. He will become your friend. Teach him everything about horses, and he will impart you the knowledge of dice. You will join back with your wife and kids and obtain your kingdom. Here, take these garments. From there, Nala went to Ayodhya to King Rituparna and introduced himself. He told his name to be Bahuka and he is an expert in Ashwasastra, knowledge of horses, Pakashastra, culinary skills, and also aware of architecture a bit. I seek a job here, he said. Then Rituparna said, Bahuka, I am hiring you. Your pay would be 10,000. Bahuka thanked and continued there, but every night he would cry for Damayanti. One day, one of his peers asked him who the woman is, and Bahuka said, She is the wife of a cursed man. He lost everything and left her to suffer in the forest. That fool's intention was to protect her from his misfortune. But how would she survive dangers surrounding her? On the other side, King Bhima of Vidarbha wanted to find his daughter and son-in-law. He appointed a group of Brahmanas to search for Nala and Damayanti across all kingdoms. They started searching for the couple everywhere. Finally, a Brahmana named Sudeva found Damayanti in the court of King Subahu. She looked weak and disheveled. Then Sudeva, who sensed the woman to be Damayanti, approached her and said, Damayanti, I am Sudeva, a friend of your brother. I came searching for you upon your father's instructions. Your entire family is looking for you. Damayanti too recognized Sudeva and asked about the well-being of her family with teary eyes. Princess Sunanda, who saw this, felt bad for Damayanti, went to Rajamata. Upon hearing about the incident, Rajamata rushed to a place and asked Sudeva to come there. Sudeva told her that the lady living with them is King Bhima's daughter, Damayanti. As her skin is covered in dirt, you might not have noticed, but if you carefully see, there is a birthmark between her eyebrows, which indicates her identity, a symbol of wealth, said Sudeva. Then Rajamata hugged Damayanti and said, Damayanti, you are my sister's daughter. I have seen you when you were born. Now finally I got to meet you. Stay here as long as you wish to. Then Damayanti said, Rajamata, I am pleased with your hospitality even when you didn't know who I am. Now that I heard about my children, I want to go to Vidarbha as soon as I can. Please arrange for my return to Vidarbha. Then Rajamata arranged for a palanquin and a huge entourage and many gifts to send off Damayanti. After returning to her home, Damayanti consoled her mother and devised her course of action. She called for Brahmanas and asked them to carry a message to all kingdoms. The gambler who had left his dear one alone in the forest after tearing half of her sari, reveal yourself. Your wife is waiting for you in that same sari you have torn in half. This behavior is not expected of a righteous man like you. The Brahmanas carried this message but did not get an answer anywhere until a Brahmana named Parnada went to King Rituparna's court in Ayodhya. He returned to Vidarbha and said to Damayanti, I carried the message to Rituparna's court. No one responded, but later a man named Bahuka met me privately and spoke with me. He is a charioteer of the king, an ugly man with small hands and disproportionate limbs. He apparently can race the horses like no one else can, and a great cook too. He sighed and cried many times. He inquired about everyone's well-being. He asked, why would a woman speak ill of her husband despite knowing his troubles? Having lost everything and even robbed of his garments by a group of birds, the intent of the husband might be to protect her from hardships. Why would she exhibit anger in front of everyone? Damayanti heard it all carefully. She spoke to her mother. Mother, I need your help. Father must not know about this. Call the learned Sudeva who brought me back to Vidarbha. Ask him to go to Ayodhya and inform King Rituparna that he is being invited to the second Swayamvaram of Damayanti. If I am not wrong, King Nala will come to Vidarbha along with King Rituparna, she said. As planned, Sudeva went to Ayodhya and conveyed the message. Rituparna wanted to go to the Swayamvaram, but the challenge is the paucity of time. He called Bahuka and said, Bahuka, you are an expert of horses. I need to reach Vidarbha by tomorrow for the second Swayamvaram of Damayanti. Choose the best of the horses and get the chariot ready. Nala was shocked. He felt a stab in his heart. He wondered why Damayanti decided to remarry. Did she forget me? Does she hate me for leaving her? Or is this a plan to make me reach Vidarbha? He thought. But he had a job to do. Going to Vidarbha is inevitable, he thought. He went to the stable and carefully selected horses. Rituparna, however, was upset at the selection. Bahuka, these horses look weak. I must reach Vidarbha by tomorrow. Do you intend to delay me? Asked Rituparna. Maharaja, a horse with a spiral on forehead, 2 on head, 2 each on the shoulders, 2 each on both sides of the chest are considered excellent for travel. These horses will take you to Vidarbha in less than a day. If you want any other horses, let me know. I'll tie them to the chariot. Bahuka, you are the expert. If you had chosen the horses, taking their physical and mental strength into consideration, they should be good. King Rituparna ascended the chariot along with his charioteer Varshnaya. The 4 horses touched the ground with their knees. Bahuka took the reins in his hands and he pulled the reins. The horses took a gallop. Rituparna felt like he was flying in the sky. Varshnaya was surprised at the skill of Bahuka. It reminded him of his old boss, Nala. He wondered how Bahuka is as skillful as Nala Maharaja. He also thought that sometimes, for reasons unknown, great men change their appearance, and in the same way did Nala change his appearance too and is roaming around in Ayodhya as Bahuka. As the horses raced ahead, King Rituparna's uttariyam slipped. The king asked Bahuka to stop. However, Bahuka said that they have already crossed a mile. This had motivated Rituparna to show his strength too. The king said, Bahuka, let me tell you something curious too. You see the tree there? The leaves that had fallen off are 101 and fruit is 1. 2 of the branches hold 5 crore leaves each and 2095 fruits. Bahuka stopped the chariot and said, It sounds curious. I want to count and validate it. This will delay us, Bahuka, said Rituparna. A great skill was exhibited, Maharaja. I'm just curious. I will make sure you reach on time, said Nala. He counted the fruits and was surprised. He asked how he managed to do it. Then Rituparna said that he is an expert mathematician and an expert in Akshahridaya Vidya. With this, the dice of the gamble can also be controlled. Then Bahuka asked, Maharaja, teach me Akshahridaya Vidya and learn Asvahridaya Vidya, the knowledge of horses, from me. Rituparna said okay and gave the Akshahridaya Vidya mantra. Rituparna said okay and gave the Akshahridaya mantra to Bahuka. As soon as he learnt it, spilling venom of Karkotaka, Kali came out of Nala's body. Nala saw Kali and understood that he was the cause of the hardships and decided to curse him, but Kali pleaded, Maharaja, please don't curse me. Your wife did not curse you, but she cursed me. While in your body, I suffered due to the snake bite of Karkotaka. Nala pardoned him. With Kali's exit, Nala's sorrow is gone, but the appearance did not change. The chariot reached Vidarbha, and the sound it made reminded Damayanti and the people of the kingdom of Nala. King Rituparna met King Bhima of Vidarbha. Rituparna, being an intelligent one, understood that there is no Swayamvaram by assessing the environment. King Bhima inquired about the purpose of his visit, and Rituparna said that he just came to see him. While King Bhima did not inquire further, he understood that it isn't just the reason. Damayanti, who saw King Rituparna, Varshneya and Bahuka, thought that Bahuka could be Nala. She sent a spy called Kesini to Bahuka. Speak softly to him and get as many details as you can. Repeat the same words that were uttered by Parnadha earlier. Let's see how he would respond. Kesini went to Bahuka, exchanged pleasantries and asked, I came here as a messenger of Queen Damayanti. Who are you? Why did you come here? There is a third person who came with you, and the king. Who is he? I am Bahuka, Raja Rituparna's charioteer. The other person who came with us is Varshneya. He was the charioteer of Nala Maharaja. As Kesini spoke about the plight of Damayanti, his eyes filled up with tears. He tried to control himself but ended up sobbing. Kesini reported it to Damayanti, and Damayanti sent her again to observe his behavior. Kesini silently noticed his activities. She came back to Damayanti and said, He never bends his head at short doorways. The doorways themselves adjust to his height. He is cooking in the kitchen and he doesn't fetch water. Water comes to him and fills up the vessels. The meat gets washed itself. To light a fire, he had shown a wooden bark to the sun and it caught fire. Then Damayanti said, He must be Nala. Bring some food he cooked to me. Kesini did so. Damayanti tasted the food and she knew the taste. She knew it was Nala. Then she told Kesini to take her children to him, and as soon as Nala in the form of Bahuka saw them, he hugged them dearly and made them sit on his lap. To the suspecting Kesini, he said that the children reminded him of his own children and therefore he couldn't control his emotions. Damayanti was clear enough. She went to her mother and said, Mother, please permit me to meet Bahuka. Or bring him here. I need your permission. Then her mother spoke with King Bhima and summoned Bahuka to Damayanti's chambers. Bahuka was shocked. Damayanti was dressed like an ascetic and her hair was a mess. She said, Bahuka, Parnada had spoken with you in Ayodhya. My husband left me in the forest while I was asleep. Why did he do that? Then Nala said, Damayanti, I was under the influence of Kali and I made many wrong choices. My intent was to protect you from hardships but not to hurt you. He cried and he narrated his story. I was heartbroken when I heard about your second Swayamvaram and came here along with King Rituparna, said Nala. Damayanti hugged him and cried, There is no Swayamvaram. I thought it was you who spoke with Parnada and therefore sent a message only to Ayodhya to bring you here. Then Vayudeva, wind god, appeared in front of them, and he said that Damayanti's words are true. Then Bahuka took the garments given by Karkotaka and wore them and got his form back. After the union of Nala and Damayanti, King Rituparna took Ashvahridaya Vidya from Nala and left to Ayodhya. Then Nala went to Pushkara with a small battalion and invited him to a game of dice. Pushkara laughed. Maybe by sheer luck you would have earned some money. Want to lose that too? Then Nala said, either accept the invite for a gamble or for a war. The bet is everything we own along with our lives. Pushkara accepted, and in the first round itself, Pushkara lost. However, Nala pardoned Pushkara's life and gave him some wealth and got back to his throne as the king of Nishada. Thank you. Jai Sriman Narayana.